And then what happened? She found the text in his phone, understandably. If you know that man's dealing with Megan Good and that, not to mention the man's playing Kang. Come through, Noble.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I
man.
didn't even know this part. He's an idiot, boss. Megan Good.
He's with Megan Good right now, though. They're engaged.
Oh, so was he with her whilst he was dealing with this
They had just started to talk while he was with this English girl, and then what happened was the English girl found the text on his phone, kicked off.
See,
They must have tussled for the phone. My man jumped out the car.
It's over Megan Goods.
Allegedly, Aisha, allegedly, Megan Good. That's who he was chatting to, because she had matched up with her man, and my man was chatting to her or whatever. Remember, at the time, people forget, go back, people. At the time, Majors was hot like fish grease.
Yeah, man.
He was in shape. He just did Creed 3.
Yes.
He just banged out Creed 3. He's playing Kang. He's getting all kind of checks. He was in Low Key series. He's getting all kind of checks in the mail. You know what I mean? He made Quantumania. He was the most exciting thing about Quantumania. Then he was in the Low Key series. The man. I'm putting him in the same breath as Denzel, Forrest Whitaker, Jamie Foxx, Samuel L. Jackson. He was going to be one of them. Hey,
sibling. I didn't realize he's been in that many films.
Yeah, man, no, but he's put in work. He was just getting his break.
Stomp the yard. 2007.
He's my age still, you know. He's 37. Yeah.
Wait. By you Friday. He was in Friday as well.
Nah, no, he wasn't in Friday, no, boy.
I'm looking at all these shows, man. It's just giving me a whole discography.
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
You mean Friday? You're not on about the film Friday.
Actually, hold up. Oh,
that's something else. Because remember, he would have been like 5 or something.
Pardon self. This is Megan Good's thing.
Yeah, that's Megan Good. You're talking.
Yeah. Pardon self.
But what I'm getting at is that, remember, you know, the indigenous girl, she would have been like, hold on a second, you're out here playing Kang. You're in phenomenal shape. At the time, all them black girl that was saying he was ugly after the fact, they were saying our man was hot at the time. You know, I remember he was like Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. He was the same as him. Right now, my man's the hottest thing on planet Earth. That Aaron Pierre, brother. And if I was him, any man who's round that, he shouldn't be picking up no woman with children, no woman who's been divorced or none of that. He's the A side right now, but again, a man probably didn't get no crutches before. Now you see him wrap up with woman who's just divorced and got 2 children. I'm like, yo, where's your boys at, man?
Yeah.
But get back to this Jonathan Majors. People, this is one of the biggest letdowns in the history of social media.
Yeah.
Jonathan Majors, the man was running and lost everything. And in my head, I'm like, you see how the people them's wicked though. Look how they matched up the man's whole career till the man's now. You know what he's dropping his film on? Zeus. You know what Zeus is?
Oh my god. Yeah.
Zeus.
Platform. Yeah.
Like I couldn't believe it, and I'm saying to myself, I get it, but look at the cancellation. Right. Yeah, man. And yeah, of course, this is what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying. When a lot of these man, they're like, yo, yeah, man, I'm just into the indigenous girl. I don't want nothing else. A, B, or C. Then he's rapped there. He's seen Megan Good and probably she's cooking. You know what I mean? You know, he's got whatever it is he thought was wrong. He's finding out now. Damn, this is actually right. Too little, too late. And now you got to look at it like this. You was about to be next up. You were about to be that guy. That has been taken from you. How do you maintain a Megan Good now? Because the Zeus money can't do that. And a lot of man will turn around and say, you can't say that, Mark. It might be about love. No, it's not. Yes, love has got to be involved somewhere, but you've got to be able to keep up that. You've got to be able to keep up certain things. Because that pastor, he was spending. And with the one thing about the indigenous girl he had, because she's from London, she's rich. You know what I mean? But she's probably thinking, what? You're leaving? What? You're all of this momentum you've built up and you're going? Nah, forget that. And then she just jumped on the stand. Oh my God! And look
Wait
what
a minute.
happened.
Is it Grace Jabari? Is that
Grace Jabari, that's the one.
I mean, and that's the what kind of Jabari? And she's indigenous. Where does that name come from? That sounds like an African name to me.
It does still. But you gotta remember, a lot of indigenous and that, yeah. Like I know this one girl. She's you meet her, she speaks proper English, white girl, everything. But she grew up in Kenya because her parents were like doing things out there and whatever, and then they had her and just this is one thing. There's a lot of white people, you know, in Britain that will just like finish uni and say, I'm gonna go Uganda for a year.
Yeah, man.
You get me? And just be a doctor or just help. There is a lot of indigenous that do that. So a lot of them go like Kenya and different places around the world. And you see what I mean? So you never know. Even though that don't even make sense because still that name, you'd have to have somebody who was involved. So I don't know.
Maybe this is like the example that he gave last week with the Saint Katition grandson.
Yeah. Cole Palmer.
That's it. So this could be one of them ones where granddad is a Kenyan, possibly. Just to surprise. I can't find no Wikipedia. I've just been trying to search for this girl. I can't find no wiki or nothing on her.
Now I was watching Ian Gary, so I thought she was Italian origin. D42 said. So I was watching Ian Gary. So for those of you who don't know, Ian Gary is a mixed martial artist currently fighting.
Say his full name.
Ian Machado Gary.
Yeah.
He's an Irish brother though, but he is a UFC welterweight.
Yep.
And I was watching a video of him talking to Jamal Hill, and he was saying to Jamal Hill, "Yo,
come on, bring it
out, man, I'm breaking it down." So he was saying to Jamal Hill in the video, "Yo, I've got everything. The Most High gave me everything besides being black." So Jamal Hill was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Yo, imagine if I was black now with this, like, you know what I mean? I'd have everything." So when I was listening to him, and he wasn't joking, you know, people, like,
he's being dead serious.
He's being deadly serious, and he's talking facts. Like, he's like, "Yo, if I had that now, just that extra 5%, you get me?" And I was thinking, like, what's stopping man from saying, "Yo, listen, yeah, let me bring one of them into the fold to get that 5% I speak of."
Come on.
A lot of men don't know that they're that 5%.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Please.
They don't know that.
Please, get the fuck out of here,
And when we say they don't know that you're that person who's been called in for that task.
Graftation. They think their name is Yakub, the big head scientist, and they're gonna graft an original man or original woman into their bloodline to get our thing. Listen, it sounds spooky, it sounds crazy, but this is what they have been doing some time, people. For some time, they see us. Look, the roles were reversed 300-400 years ago. Some people will disagree, but it's written in the history. It is written in their history. You know, we had who's Queen Charlotte.
Yeah,
Queen Charlotte. They're trying to say, "Oh yeah, I did the bills," and you want to see the comments on there. You woke people. You want to make everything black now and all this business. I'm like, what are you on about? What you want about? That's the rules, isn't it? You wrote this down. I didn't write the book. It was written down hundreds of years ago. Her lineage, where she comes from over in Germany, who she was, who her father was. So this is the graftation period. Oh, you mans are over there in Germany. You original people doing your thing. Okay, let me get some of that over here in Albion in Great Britain, and they did that there. So you know,
man.
Facts. Ain't nothing new.
Facts. That's why love is blind. Yeah, man, that's a fact, D42, because a lot of man, you gotta understand that even in China now, enough men don't understand that China, they're starting to understand how important that is as well. That's why, if you notice, there's certain, I'm not gonna actually list the actual things that it is that I speak of, because I'm not 100% certain, but let me explain the link. So back in 2020 when COVID was going on, a lot of you might have still been listening to us around that time. There's a thing in China called Black Liberty. That's a group who Africans and Caribbeans alike who move to China, they like help them. So when you land in China now and you'll be like, yo, as a black man, where do I go and get my hair cut? Yes. Where will I go and do this? You'll tap into their thing. So anyway, we had the leader of that Black Liberty on the show. You remember that, Noble? She came on the show to talk about the problems they were having in China. Now, even though she only came on the show once, that show's still out there somewhere. I still follow them on social media, and they're still doing their thing in China. But what I'm noticing now is that there's a lot of like incentives for people to move there
and to marry and to produce.
There you go. There's a lot of incentives. So it's like they're almost encouraging a generation of Africans and Caribbeans to go there. So you got to think what's the reasoning behind that? This country that's so pro-Chinese, why are you so heavily invested in these man going there now? When you used to make them jump through hoops of fire to go there, now you're just opening up the door.
Declining birth rate, sibling.
The exact same in Japan as well. Same in Japan. They're being used to strengthen the bloodline. Come on, Aisha, I know these things. Aisha, if I was to really come on this thing and talk, this would have to come down immediately, We know what the reality is, but it's other man who don't see it. They ain't got the glasses on.
I just done the knowledge very briefly. Jabari is a masculine name derived from Swahili, which comes from Arabia, which basically means, Arabian Peninsula. That directly comes from Persia, meaning brave or courageous.
Yeah. So you might be whatever the fact that don't mind man filthy. That name is Arab. Zulia, she's Arab. Oh, okay. Probably, yeah. White Arab.